Так, є трансляція, можемо починати.
Well, hello, dear friends. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much that you are here today again. Yeah, and it's the fourth day of our cooperation. Just in case, I'd like to remind you that my name is Julia. I'm an English teacher from Englishdom. I hope you remember, but anyway. Yeah, and we continue learning English together, working with marketing topics. And what is the topic of our today's discussion? It's going to be powerful branding. Okay, oh, sorry, 1 second. Yeah, powerful branding, and let's see what we will work with today. At first, we'll have some warming up, then we'll work with new words. I hope you've learned a lot of words already, yeah? In the section Get to Know, it's going to be the discussion about brand strategy examples that can inspire you, about value and mission of a brand, Flixbus case of brand creation. As for grammar, it will be modal verbs such as can and could. Then we'll play a game and we'll share useful links with you. If somebody followed those useful links that were in previous presentations, it would be nice if you shared your impressions. Maybe you've got some insights, you know, how people say now. Yeah, and you can tell us something about it. So, and by the way, dear guys, I hope you remember that after each 2 lectures, you have homework. Yeah, so I really hope that you do it. And you know, this homework will help you to prepare for the final test, because after all our lectures, you have a final test. Yeah. Okay. Well, hello, Marta. Hello, guys. So let's carry on, and let's read this quote of Brian Tracy. I suppose everybody knows, yeah, this person. Branding is about creating a relationship of trust and loyalty with your customers. Do you agree or disagree with it? Is it necessary to create such relationship of trust and loyalty with your customers? Well, if you agree, if you like this quote, can you write pluses in our chat, please? If you disagree, please write minuses. Or I see the answer from Julia. Thank you. Julia agrees. Yeah, I also agree. We know that in modern marketing, a lot of attention is paid to psychology and to approaches to customers. Yeah. Or I see some activity in our chat. It's very pleasant for me. Yeah, Marina says that she totally agrees. Veronica agrees, and Marta agrees. Alexander says maybe. Yeah, well, Alexander, maybe you would explain your thought more deeply in the comments. Why do you have some doubts, hesitations? Well, and then let's carry on, okay? You know that we communicate in chat. Just in case, guys, if we have new participants, I'm telling you that we communicate in chat, and I always pay attention to everybody, so please feel free and write your opinions, your answers to my questions, and so on. In this way, our lecture is interactive. Well, and we are going on. What do we have here? I suppose it's a really interesting task. let's read the task. What do these brands have in common and what are they different? So about what points are they different? Here we have brand personality. I suppose that you can recognize a lot of brands here, yeah? And let's read like some nouns which can describe these brands. Sincerity, excitement, competence, sophistication, ruggedness. Well, so it would be great if you answered, what do these brands have in common? How are these brands different? Any ideas? I know you are very creative people. You usually give very unusual answers and surprise me with your knowledge. So look attentively at these brands. Maybe some of them can be hard for you to recognize, so I can read them while you are thinking. Disney, Hallmark, Amazon, Cadbury, Tesla, Red Bull, Coca-Cola, Nike, Volvo, Google, Intel, Microsoft, Tiffany & Co., Rolex, Gucci, Apple. This is Harley Davidson, yeah, motor company, Timberland, Jeep, and Marlboro. Well, Marina says, thank you, Marina, for your answer. Difference in positioning. Yeah, I agree. Maybe somebody else? No, no more ideas. Veronica says they all are popular and famous. Yes, Veronica, sure. Okay, if we have more answers, of course, I will read them all with pleasure. Alexander writes, type of product delivered. Yeah. Marina adds, Marina before wrote difference in positioning, and she adds, I mean, what values companies show. Yes, you are right, Marina. Thank you. A very good thought, a nice point. Well, so guys, let's carry on. And here we have new vocabulary. How without it, yeah. The first is brand, it's clear. The next is identity, and the third one is positioning. As for the word positioning, we have already had it in previous lessons. I hope you remember, yeah, позиціонування. And identity, what it is. So write please your variants, what identity means, and I'll read all the definitions while you're writing. So brand. The name, term, symbol, design, or combination of these that identifies and distinguishes a product, service, or company from others. Identity. The visual and verbal elements that represent a brand, including its logo, colors, typography, and messaging. Positioning. The way a brand is perceived in the minds of consumers relative to its competitors based on its unique attributes and value proposition. Thank you, Marta. Marta wrote ідентифікація. Yes, of course. Identity, або це ідентичність, так? Так, індивідуальність. Тому що просто ідентифікація це більше все-таки identification, так? Окей, тобто ідентичність, індивідуальність. Good. Let's carry on. Let's look at the examples. The brand's reputation for quality and reliability has made it a trusted choice among consumers in the market. The brand's visual elements contribute to establishing a strong and recognizable identity in the minds of consumers. the company strategically positioned itself as a provider of eco-friendly products. Тут ми вже бачимо дієслово, так, here we already see a verb, positioned, тобто поставили себе в якусь позицію таку, а тут у нас це все-таки не дієслово, це більше як герундія, position. Окей, до речі, сьогодні поговоримо на нашій 8-й лекції про герундію, про інфінітив, ну це так, забігаючи трошки наперед. Okay, the next, yeah, thank you, Alexander. Alexander also wrote identity як індивідуальність. Yeah, I agree. The next set of words, perception, equity, and loyalty. Please write your variants of translations. And I'll read the definitions. Perception, how individuals interpret and make sense of a brand's image, reputation, or characteristics. Equity, the commercial value and strength of a brand, including factors like brand awareness, loyalty, perceived quality, and market position. Loyalty, the degree of commitment and allegiance that customers have toward a brand, resulting in repeat purchases and advocacy. And our hardworking guys have already given answers. Marina writes perception, сприйняття, of course. Олександр writes відчуття. Ну так, це все-таки більше сприйняття, відчуття, більше навіть сприйняття, я б сказала, тому що perceive сприймати, так, от є слово perceive, perception сприйняття. Окей. Equity, what's that? Any ideas? Equity and loyalty. Okay, guys, I still hope that you will write in comments, and I'll read the examples. The brand worked diligently to shape a positive perception among consumers by providing exceptional customer service. The brand's history of consistent performance and positive customer experiences has resulted in strong brand equity, making it a valuable asset for the company. The loyalty program offers exclusive rewards and benefits to its frequent customers, fostering a sense of loyalty and encouraging repeat purchases. Thank you, friends. Так, equity. Марина пише, що це у нас ціна бренду. Ну, як сказати, чи ви це про останнє, про loyalty? Equity – це от як якась справедливість така, якби безсторонність, скажімо так, ну, можемо так, якщо дослівно це перекладати. А якщо більш стосовно маркетингу і брендингу, так, ціна бренду, потенціал бренду. Добре, молодці. Марина, молодці, Олександр, окей. Тому що ми бачимо комерційна цінність, якби сила бренду, так? В нашій дефініції. Окей. And loyalty є лояльність, відданість, прив'язаність. Well done. Well done, Олександр, Юлія, Марина. Thank you, guys. Well, let's carry on. And here we have the next set of words. Promise, ambassador, and brand management. Please write your ideas how we can translate this. And I'll read the definitions. Promise, the explicit or implicit commitment a brand makes to its customers regarding the benefits and value it will deliver. Ambassador, a person or entity, often a celebrity or influencer, who represents and promotes a brand to build awareness and credibility. Brand management, the strategic and tactical activities involved in building, maintaining, and enhancing a brand's equity and reputation over time. Well, let's look at your translations. As for the word promise, of course, we translate it like обіцянку, обіцяти, так? Well done. What about ambassador and brand management? Yes, Марина, амбасадор так і буде. Ну, взагалі, якщо ми перекладемо ambassador, це буде посол, так, але якщо ми кажемо все-таки тут про маркетинг, то так, перекладемо амбасадор. Окей. Ну і бренд менеджмент зрозуміло, так, бренд менеджмент ми так і кажемо. Well, let's read the examples. Thank you, Marta. Yeah, I also agree, brand management. The promise to deliver innovative solutions has become the guiding principle in every aspect of its business operations. The company selected influential individuals as brand ambassadors to promote its products and services. Effective brand management involves maintaining brand consistency across all touchpoints. Okay. Yes, Alexander also wrote управління брендом. Yes, well done, Alexander, I agree. Good. We can also translate your brand management як управління брендом. Okay. And that's all as for our work with the vocabulary. And we are going to learn more new exciting things. Brand strategy examples that can inspire you. Let's see what can inspire you guys. Nike, Apple, Coca-Cola, Airbnb, and Tesla. Well, of course, it's clear, yeah, about Nike, Apple, Coca-Cola, and even about Tesla. And we have already watched different videos and discussed Nike's, Apple's, Coca-Cola, but we haven't touched upon Airbnb and Tesla. So, who knows? Airbnb, what is it about? Any ideas? And yeah, well done, Marina. Marina writes that it's about renting and accommodation. Sure. Тобто, дійсно, ця компанія надає такі послуги, такий сервіс, допомагає людям знайти житло. The main idea of it to help people. The main idea of it is to help people find some accommodation. Yeah? Maybe somebody has used this service, this company. Maybe you can share your experience. Was it successful or not? Do you have only positive impressions or not only positive? And what's your opinion of Tesla? Do you really consider it cool, or maybe you think that it's just a brand which was promoted well, advertised well, and there's nothing special? Marina writes that she has never used Airbnb. I also have never used. But who knows, maybe one day. Okay, maybe somebody else will write us something. Let's carry on. Let's read about value and mission of a brand. Define your purpose, conduct market and customer research, identify your brand values, craft your brand positioning, develop your brand personality, create your brand mission statement, integrate your values and mission into brand touchpoints, communicate and evolve. So, now I hope you know more about the value and mission of a brand. And we go on. And here, maybe you've heard about FlixPass. Have you heard about it? Who has heard? Please write pluses in our comments, okay? And also, as for Tesla, Marina wrote, Tesla has strong brand that is associated with Elon Musk. Yeah, Of course, I agree. So, guys, you know that especially it's interesting for all of us if you have your opinion, if you write it, maybe even if you share your personal experience, it's wonderful. So feel free, please, and write in our chat. Marta also says, of course. Okay, well, guys, so what about Flixbus? While you are thinking, I offer you to watch one video about it, okay? While you're watching, as usual, I hope to get answers from you. One sec. Here it is. The video is called From Startup to Market Dominance. Oh.
It's a race, and they're winning. The green omnibuses are omnipresent, and they're chasing down their few remaining competitors.
We hardly have a chance. This is a financially strong competitor that is pushing one company after the other out of the way.
In the bus industry, we're the player that people immediately think of, and the one which offers a wide network. But there's still huge competition from other transport carriers. We're still operating within a competitive market. So for us, there's no question about whether we have a monopoly.
At Hanover bus station, most of the buses are green. Flixbus controls around 90% of the market, and it determines ticket prices, like the trip from Hanover to Hamburg. 150 kilometers for
€8. You can't top that, I reckon. It's incredibly cheap. My small diesel wouldn't do it for that.
Is Flixbus the only operator here?
Unfortunately, yes. There used to be a few others, but I think they may have been taken over by Flixbus, which is a bit of a shame because ticket prices have gone up.
Because they're the market leader?
I'd say so, yes. The prices have gone up a bit in the last few years.
It's a textbook case. Attack the competition by offering dumping prices, then take them over and raise the prices again. A business style that requires nerves to be able to hold out for the long haul.
We took on angel investors from related sectors, technology investors and venture capitalists, including Holtzbrink, which invests a lot in Germany, and Daimler too. And now we also have larger funds investing through their European offices.
And Flixbus has only been around for a few years. At the company headquarters in Munich, hardly anyone is over 30. The employees mainly take care of the apps which customers use to buy their tickets. Things are very different at Hanover bus station. Malincha Sakara sells tickets personally to customers at the counter. His employer is one of Germany's last independent intercity coach companies. Deutsche Touring was founded over 70 years ago. In the 1950s, the buses took Germans to the Mediterranean. But that's ancient history. Now, the company is fighting for survival.
We try to convey to our passengers that we still exist, that we're still on the road.
He's optimistic, and he has to be, because the lawyers are coming. Who can save the company? 120 employees currently fear for their jobs.
The company filed for insolvency at the end of April. So now we have just 3 months to develop a continuation plan and to come to an agreement with a potential investor.
Has the planning started? Are you already in talks?
We do have a history of taking over other companies, and we wouldn't rule that out in future. There are several in Europe, for example.
But you're not interested in taking over Deutsche Touring?
Not right now.
After all, Germany is already effectively Flixbus country. Now it's Europe's turn. The shopping tour has already started, Before long, the green buses may dominate the entire European market.
Well, guys, now you know more about Flixbuses, and let's look at the answers of our participants. So Marta writes, I know about Flixbus, but I have never used them. Marina writes, I have never heard about it. Well, I'm glad that now you know a little bit more. As we are going to talk about their case of brand creation, so I wanted also to show you this video because you need to know what we are talking about. Yeah. Like what is it about? Disruptive business model, strong brand identity, focus on customer experience, extensive network and market expansion, effective marketing and brand awareness, sustainability and green image, continuous innovation. Well, and really, we have all remembered that green image of the buses. Really, like, I think they chose a great color. It's so bright, and also green is considered to be like a calming color that it can calm us down so that we wouldn't be very nervous, for example, especially if there are some aggressive passengers. Well, let's carry on. And here it's grammar time. We are going to talk about modal verbs such as can and could. There are other modal verbs, but now it's can and could. So we can translate can as можу, вмію, так, ну або можемо, вміємо, можуть, вміють, там, can підпадає під всі особи, тобто I can, we can, you can, they can, і відповідно будемо перекладати. Там I can, я можу, я вмію, we can, ми можемо, ми вміємо, he can, він може, він вміє. Ну і давайте звернемо увагу, що, ну, наприклад, коли працюємо з модельними дієсловами, тут ситуація не так складається, як коли з якимись часами, тобто якщо це от у нас був present simple, так, то ми там змінювали якось дієслово. Якщо, наприклад, це було he, she, it, ми ставили там s на кінці дієслова, так, там he cleans, she works. А тут ні, просто he can, там he can work, she can work, I can work, we can work. Бачите, просто ставимо після якоїсь особи, після якогось виконувача дії ставимо can, і потім говоримо головне дієслово. Так само і could. Ну, тобто, could, звісно, перекладається трошки інакше, тобто could міг або міг би, так, але я маю на увазі, що граматично будуємо так само, тобто I could, we could, they could, he could overcome, she could overcome, they could overcome, тобто просто кажемо could і потім додаємо якесь дієслово. І з цим дієсловом нічого робити не треба. Отже, наприклад, I can overcome, там, I could overcome, так? We can overcome, we could overcome. She can overcome, she could overcome. Okay? And how we build sentences. Let's have a look. Наприклад, якщо я хочу сказати, я можу, типу, впоратися так з якимись труднощами, подолати якісь труднощі. I can overcome some difficulties. Я міг чи вміг би впоратися з якимись труднощами? I could overcome some difficulties. Він. He can overcome some difficulties. He could overcome some difficulties. Стосовно could, трошки хочеться сказати більше про нього. Ми використовуємо could не тільки коли кажемо, що міг би щось зробити, але не зробив. Також could використовується, от коли ми кажемо про якісь події в минулому, що, наприклад, там раніше він міг подолати ці труднощі, зараз не може. Там, earlier he could overcome these difficulties when he was young, for example, now he can't. Тобто, коли він був молодий, зараз він вже не може. І також could – це у нас ще спосіб виразити вічливість. Тобто, звісно, ми можемо сказати can you call me back, please? Але більш вічно буде сказати could you call me back, please? Тобто, чи не міг би ти мені передзвонити, будь ласка? Окей, let's now look at negative sentences. Якщо будуємо заперечення, ми до can чи до could додаємо частичку not, заперечуємо частичку not, і, звісно, воно скорочується. Тобто cannot може скоротитися до can't, could not може скоротитися до couldn't. Окей? Тому, наприклад, I can't overcome some difficulties, I couldn't overcome some difficulties. І стосовно питань, can і could будуть на першому місці тепер. Can you overcome some difficulties? Could you overcome some difficulties? Okay. Let's read these notes. Can is often used to make a request. Can you help me with this task, please? Could you help me with this task, please? Okay, Alexander has some notes. Generally, could you help is considered as a more polite and mild request than can you help. Of course, Alexander, I completely agree. Це якраз те, про що я казала, що дійсно, could, воно більш вічливим вважається. Тому, якщо ви хочете бути прям такими дуже вічливими, звісно, краще казати could. Окей. And now we carry on. And you know that soon we are going to have some practice. So be attentive. Okay. Let's read the sentences and let's pay attention to our models. Your brand can be a powerful force that resonates with people, evokes emotions, and inspires loyalty. От у нас тут наш підмет, так, your brand і наш присудок can. Be – це наше головне дієслово основне. Next, your brand can be the bridge that connects your business with the hearts and minds of your customers. Знову ж таки, бренд – це наш підмет, потім додаємо наше модальне дієслово can і потім дієслово be. Next. Ага, Олександр нам wrote, я вже наполовину українською, наполовину англійською кажу, Олександр wrote to us some addition. Could you be so kind and help me? This is the most polite way of requesting. Yes, Alexander. I see that you're a really polite person, and that's wonderful. It would be great if all people were like you. Okay. Next, with strategic branding, you could create a brand that not only resonates with your target audience, but also leaves a lasting impression. Here, you see, could appears. Yeah? You тут буде нашим підметом, тобто хто що це робить, хто це робить you. Could – наше модальне дієслово, і потім додаємо, як це називається, be infinitive, голий інфінітив, так? Потім додаємо наше головне дієслово сюди. Next, by investing in branding, you could shape perceptions and create a positive association with your brand in the minds of consumers. Знову, you – наш підмет, додаємо could, додаємо shape. And we have a question. Could your brand be the game changer that disrupts the industry and leaves competitors in awe? Could на самому початку, бренд наш підмет, і потім be наше дієслово. Okay. I hope that after working with these sentences, our grammar games will not seem very hard for you. You cope usually very well with everything, including grammar games, so I'm sure you will cope. Okay, our task is to complete the sentences using can or could in the appropriate form. Let's have a look. We increase our sales by implementing a targeted advertising campaign. So guys, please write in chat what you think we should use here. So just write number 1 and near can or could, okay? Just in your opinion, what is better to use there? Marta thinks can. Alexander thinks could and can both are applicable. Veronica says can. Well, I think that can suits better here. We can increase, ми можемо збільшити, так, наші продажі. But, yeah, could can be here too. I don't mind, yeah, it can be used as well. Okay, next, number 2. You please send me the marketing report by tomorrow. Yes, right, right, Marta, well done. Marta was the first. Marta said could in number 2, and Veronica says could, and Alexander says could or can, both are applicable. Well, of course, on the one hand, both are applicable, can and could, but as you, Alexander, wrote before, that could would be more polite, so of course, in number 2, could is a more polite form, okay? But if you use can, it's not a mistake, of course, but just it's a little bit better to use could. Okay. Number 3. As for number 3, Marta thinks it should be can. Other guys. Alexander again thinks that could and can, that it can be both. Well, I think that can sounds better. Тобто, можемо ми використовувати? Чи може там не треба цього використовувати? Can we use your testimonial in our marketing materials? Ти бачиш, що тут якби нема please, щоб там таку прям вічливість виразити. Тут, наприклад, це please прям натякає нам, так? Що це має бути якби більш вічливо. Але теоретично так, could теж можна, але can трошки краще. Окей, number 4. Ой, sorry. Господи, щось я трошки не туди подивилася. Окей, стосовно і 3-го, і 4-го, звісно, ми можемо використовувати і там, якби і can, і could, але все-таки, все-таки стосовно 3-го краще can, yeah? Okay, number 5. They attend the marketing conference next week if they manage their schedules properly. What is better, guys? Marta thinks can. Well, yeah, I agree with Marta that we can use can here. Так, вони можуть. Тому що could тут якби не дуже доречно, так? Вони могли б відвідати, якщо вони справляться, там впораються, це дійсно було б дивно, тому тільки can. Вони можуть відвідати конференцію з маркетингу на наступному тижні, якщо вони впораються, приведуть до ладу свої графіки, так? В належному порядку. Належним чином. Okay, well done. Let's continue. And one more game. Here we need to count the number of modal verbs. Так, але перш ніж ми перейдемо до цього, тут Олександра питання. Unreal condition with could. Так, Олександре, пам'ятаєте, ми якраз, якщо не помиляюсь, вчора говорили про умовні речення, так, про conditionals, і там у нас було в другому умовному реченні в схемі, що там може бути і would, і could, і might, тобто так, це можливо. Молодці, що пам'ятаєте. Але в 5-му все-таки тільки can, як ви одразу спочатку написали. Okay, guys, and here, let's not only count the number of modal verbs, okay? It would be too easy. Let's also find the expressions where we have these modal verbs and write them in chat, please. For example, could I can help you with the first one. Let's consider how branding could be utilized. Yeah? So you can write could be utilized. Тобто, щоб зрозуміло було контекст, з якого це речення. Okay? Then we'll see who was the most attentive and the most hardworking. And while you are looking for models, I'll read this text for you. And Veronica is ready. She has counted the number of modal verbs. She thinks that it's 6. So guys, also write what you think, please. And write not only the number of modal verbs, but also the modal verbs and the verbs which follow them. І напишіть, будь ласка, друзі, не тільки модальні дієслова, тобто не тільки кількість модальних дієслів, але і самі модальні дієслова і дієслова, які за ними слідують. Okay, I'm reading the text. Let's consider how branding could be utilized to drive innovation and expansion. When a brand has established itself as a trusted and recognized name, it opens doors to new possibilities. Through strategic brand extensions and partnerships, businesses can expand into new markets, introduce new product lines, or explore collaborations that align with their brand values. The power of branding cannot be underestimated. It can transform a business from being just another player in the market to becoming a household name. Through effective branding, companies can establish a unique identity, shape customer perceptions, differentiate themselves from competitors, and drive innovation and expansion. By harnessing the potential of branding, businesses can unlock a world of possibilities and position themselves for long-term success. A beautiful and smart text. Yeah. Let's look at your answers. Alexander, thank you so much. Alexander wrote, could be utilized, can expand, cannot be underestimated, can transform, can establish, can unlock. And Alexander counted also 6 modal verbs. Veronica, thank you. Veronica also wrote like the same that Alexander. Well done. So, guys, let's have a look if you have found all models and if you counted the amount properly. So let's count them first of all. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well done. You are super attentive. And yeah, you have given all correct answers. Could be utilized, can expand, cannot be underestimated, can transform, can establish, can unlock. Cool. Wonderful. Let's go on, and here we have some useful links about branding, how to brand anything, the importance of branding in business, a guide to defining and building a powerful brand, 10 personal branding trends for 2023. I hope you will find them useful and you will follow them. And you know, as we have some time, I've prepared one more video for you. Let's watch it. Okay, it's about Tesla. We have mentioned it today. So, Tesla Motor Spotlight, brand strategy and marketing. We will not only have a look at the cars, but there will be also some words about Tesla from the point of marketing. So, let's watch.
This is Brand Insider. We take you inside brands, thought leaders, and innovators to discover strategies, insight, and perspective that help drive success in today's market. In this edition, Tesla Part 2, Brand Strategy and Marketing.
One of the things we are very focused on at Tesla is changing the way the auto industry has operated over the last 120 years. It's been very much a focused position where you go to a dealership, they then greet you, and then they try to sell you a car that they have in inventory that maybe the car you want may not. And we don't think that's the way it should be. We think car buying should be fun. It should be enjoyable. And that's why we're redefining the auto dealership in total. What we're doing is we're going into places where people frequent on a regular basis, places where they're used to shopping, looking for new things, and seeing in a place where they're not accustomed to seeing a car dealership, seeing a Tesla store. And that way we intrigue people to come in and ask us questions about EVs, ask us questions about what they think is important in a car. And then we answer their questions, and it becomes a completely different experience. And what we do is we have one goal. Everybody who leaves is smiling. That's the goal in a Tesla store. And when people go home, they go, that was really different. I've never been to a car dealership like that before. And even though I'm not looking to buy a car today, when I do, that's the way I want to buy a car, and that's who I want to buy it from. So we're completely shifting the way people think about buying a car. One of the things that happens in almost all auto transactions is there's this price issue. Well, how much can I negotiate on the price? How much am I going to be able to convince the salesman? Then they're going to go get the manager who's going to try to talk me into something. And see, we just completely take that out of the equation because the price is published on the web. The price is the same around the entire United States. You can't get a better deal at another Tesla store. Our price is the same, and it brings us to the reason why we are making this a difference. The reason is because we don't want to sell anybody a car. We want people to buy our car because they want it, and that's different. It's different. If you can get people to understand EVs, understand Tesla, understand about our cars and why they're great, and then they want one, and then they understand that there's no reason to dicker on the price because the price is the same everywhere. It just takes that off the table as part of the experience that people don't like, and it focuses them on designing their car and their interior and getting the wheels they want, and it's less about the price because they know there's no negotiation. And when they drive their car, they don't think about, geez, could I gotten another $200 off? It's never a part of the equation. One of the things we get asked about is how are we going to market our cars? And what we're doing is we're actually taking our new design stores like the one here at Fashion Island, and we're going into malls where people frequent on a day in and day out basis, and they stop in and see us. And that's when we get to engage with them and tell them about our car, answer questions for them. And what happens is they stop in on a regular basis. So we have 6 new design stores like this open today, and those 6 stores in the first 3 months of this year saw over 400,000 people go through them that we got to engage with one-on-one and answer their questions. And that's how we're going to market, is we want to engage with people when they're not thinking about buying a car so we can answer their questions and what's important to them, inform them about EVs, inform them about Tesla, and do it in a comfortable environment that they feel respected and taken care of. Another thing that's nice about having a model like ours where we don't have inventory is that we don't have to try to sell you a car today. So what we do is we can actually build a car for you. And what's nice about that is we have the opportunity to do that in any number of ways. You can come into a store, design your car, and do it that way. Or you can do it at home on the web. So we have TeslaMotors.com that has our design studio on it, has features about the car. It tells about Model S, Model X. It tells about the company. So you can learn a lot about Tesla and our cars from our website, so you don't even have to come to a store, and coming to a store is like the icing on the cake, but you can have the cake anywhere you can get it connected to the internet. And so we have this luxury that other car companies just don't have because that's our business model. We don't have to sell you a car today. And we'll have a lot of people come through our store over the weekend, and I get asked, well, what about your conversion rate? And here's my feeling on it. My feeling is that I'm not concerned about my conversion rate at all because I believe that everybody who comes through our store this weekend will want to buy a car from us in the next 10 years. And that's what's important. It's not about the next 3 days. It's about the next 10 years.
That wraps up this edition of Brand Insider. Thanks for watching, and be sure.
Well, guys, maybe after this video, you will also fall in love with the Tesla, yeah, and so on. And we'll go and sell your car and buy Tesla. Well, and as for our lecture, it's going to the end, but don't disappear, please, because that after this we are going to have the second lecture, of course. So as for Englishdom and presence. Just in case, I remind you, maybe also we have some new participants today. I hope so. Englishdom gives you an access to our wonderful application, which is called ED Words. And for this, you need to use the promo code STUD.ED-words. Okay. This application has a lot of pluses. You can see all of them. Yeah, it's possible to download it on the App Store and get it on Google Play, so it's not a problem. Our school offers you individual classes with the experienced teachers on our interactive IT platform. Classes are conducted through the video connection with a teacher, and you have synchronization on the platform. So a teacher sees what you are doing, you see what your teacher is doing, so you see actions of each other, and that's why your work is really very productive and effective. We have some English-speaking teachers and Ukrainian teachers, like Ukrainian-speaking teachers. We have a lot of different courses, specialized courses and general English, so you can choose the program which you need. And if you one day want to change the program, you can easily do it. I remind you that with the promo code STUD.Englishdom, you have 15% discount. Okay, if you are a Ukrainian person. Our school also offers the first lesson for free. So use this opportunity and come to our school. Let's learn English together. Well, that's the end of the first lecture. I mean, first lecture for today, but it's already the 7th lecture. In total, we have 10 lectures. After one break, after this break, which will last 1 minute, I suppose, we'll go to the 8th lecture. Okay, and I hope you will be with me, of course. So maybe you need to get a cup of coffee or a glass of water. Feel free. And we are going to start the 8th lecture right now. Well, I hope you had enough free time. Yeah, and let's get started. Our 8th lecture is called Driving Advertising. And what are we going to talk about? At first, we'll have warming up, then we'll work with new vocabulary. In section Get to Know, we'll talk about driving advertising strategies, about defining the goals and objectives of an advertising campaign, about ensuring maximum relevance of an advertising message to a specific target audience. As for grammar, it will be gerund and infinitive today. Then we'll play games and I'll share useful links with you. Well, a lot of work, but I hope everybody is motivated here. So we are ready to overcome some difficulties if we face them. Yes. We start with the quote of Stuart Britt. Let's read it. Doing business without advertising is like winking at a girl in the dark. You know what you are doing, but nobody else does. And that's true, I suppose. What do you think? So if you agree with this quote, please write pluses. Okay. Alexander, you know, I wouldn't say that there's some big difference between these two words. They are often used interchangeably. You know, when I have doubts about some words or maybe the slightest shades of their meanings, I like to use Cambridge Dictionary online, and I look at the examples with one word, with another word, and like it helps to notice some difference if this difference is. Helen agrees with the quote. Okay. Who else? So from this quote, we understand that it's strange, yeah, and not appropriate to do business without advertising, because advertising pushes our business forward, helps the business to develop. Yeah. Veronica writes, advertising is not the only marketing tool, so I disagree. Yes, of course, Veronica. It's not the only marketing tool, but still it's very popular for many companies. And maybe, Veronica, you would also write some marketing tools which you know, and also which probably also you know from personal experience, or maybe you know that some marketing tools really are powerful and really can work well in reality. It would be interesting to know your position about it, okay? Because well, it's always a little bit unusual maybe when someone disagrees, and usually such people have a very interesting idea. So if you can write. Veronica, thank you so much. Veronica wrote an answer. For example, a local coffee shop may not need advertising. It will be noticed by locals anyway. Yeah. Oh my God, what a simple and cool example, really. You are right. Yeah. I will not object. Okay, let's carry on, guys. And here we have one more interesting task. Match brands with their slogans. So what brands do we have here? McDonald's, Coca-Cola, Apple, Adidas, Subway, BMW. What are the slogans? Open happiness, think different, eat fresh, the ultimate driving machine, impossible is nothing, I'm loving it. Well, please write how we can match them. For example, McDonald's is what? What's the slogan of McDonald's? I suppose everyone knows it. You know, when you get food from McDonald's with you, often it is written, this expression, this phrase is written there. This is their slogan. Okay, and our guys gave the answers to the previous quote. Veronica, okay, sorry, no. Alexander writes, it was Alexander writes, for some businesses, the lifespan of their products may serve as advertising, even without a running advertising campaign. Yes. Cool. I like your ideas, Alexander. It's great that here we have very smart people with good knowledge, with deep thinking. Well, Veronica writes, the concept of 4P just reveals this question. There is also a product, place, and price besides promotion. Okay. As I understand, you have great knowledge in marketing. Yes, Veronica? Can I ask you what position you have? Or you are just learning to be a marketer? Our participants started to give answers to this task. Daria writes, McDonald's, I'm loving it. Daria writes, Adidas, impossible is nothing. Also, Alexander writes, think different. It's Apple and BMW, the ultimate driving machine. Yeah, I agree, guys, with you. So, what do we have? What is left? Subway and Coca-Cola, yeah? Nobody has answered about Subway and Coca-Cola yet, so please hurry up. Let's think. No ideas. I don't believe you. Well, try to think, please. Veronica, okay, I'm graduating my master's in marketing this year. Oh, wonderful, Veronica. I suppose you have a good talent and really an interest to this sphere, and it's so important not to be bored at work, yes, and not to be bored when you do your job. I think it will not be a problem. Okay, Daria writes, Subway, eat fresh. And Helen thinks, Subway, eat fresh. Yes, yes, girls, you are right. And Alexander writes, Coca-Cola, open happiness. Yes, Alexander, well done. Cool. And we continue. Thank you for your great job. Thank you for your efforts. Alexander wrote, Coca-Cola, it's easy. You should open the bottle. Open happiness. Yes, yes, Alexander, many people probably don't think that really like, oh, why like open happiness, because you open the bottle and you become happy. Yeah, okay, I like your answers, Alexander. Well, and we continue. And here, of course, we are going to work with new vocabulary. Let's do as usual. I read the words, the definitions, the examples. You write your variants of translations, please. Creativity, targeting, and media channels. Creativity, developing innovative and engaging advertising concepts, visuals, and copy to capture attention and leave a lasting impression on the audience. Targeting, identifying and understanding the specific audience or market segment that the advertising campaign aims to reach and influence. Media channels, selecting the appropriate channels such as television, radio, print, online platforms, or social media to effectively reach and engage the target audience. And while our guys are giving answers, because now I see the answer only from one participant, Alexander wrote that creativity is creativeness. Yes, more answers started to appear. Thank you, dear friends. Alexander wrote about targeting, таргетування, виявлення цілі. Yes. Марта про таргетинг написала таргет, окей. Так, дійсно, ми знаємо так, що target в перекладі з англійської означає ціль. Окей. And what about media channels? Okay, while you are thinking, I'll read the examples. The brand's creative approach to product design has garnered attention and admiration, setting it apart from competitors in the industry. The marketing team conducted extensive market research to identify specific consumer behaviors, enabling them to create highly targeted campaigns. The company utilized various media channels such as television, social media, and online advertising to reach a wide range of consumers. And we got the translation of media channels. Alexander writes that this is засоби комунікації, Марта writes канали медіа. Так, медійні канали, канали медіа. Ну, дійсно, ми можемо це назвати, що це засоби комунікації. Окей, thank you, guys. Хелен пише канали зв'язку. Yeah, why not? Okay. Thank you. Let's go on. Next set of words, measurement, copywriting, campaign. So write your variants of translations, please. And let's read the definitions. Measurement, tracking and analyzing the effectiveness of advertising campaigns through metrics such as impressions, reach, engagement, and conversions to evaluate return on investment. Copywriting, crafting persuasive and compelling written content that communicates the brand's message, highlights product features, and drives consumer action. And campaign, a cooperated series of advertisements and promotional activities designed to achieve specific marketing goals within a set time frame. Okay, and we got the answers from our participants. Measurement. Так, measurement ми перекладаємо, я бачу, thank you, Дар'я, thank you, Вероніка, our girls write, and sorry, and our man writes that it is вимірювання, так? Окей, тобто, ну, молодці, так, межа вимірювати, measurement вимірювання, wonderful. Так, then, так, copywriting, так, copywriting, так і перекладаємо, and campaign, так, кампанія. Ну, зважаючи на те, що ми тут кажемо про маркетинг, про сферу реклами, так, ми можемо перекласти це в цьому контексті як рекламна кампанія. Так, головне не плутати це зі словом компанія, типу, там, компанія друзів, наприклад, так, тобто це інша кампанія, яка навіть пишеться через А, так, кампанія. Молодці, Олександр, ви на українській мові правильно написали. Я не нарадуюсь на ваші відповіді. Окей, let's read the examples. Implementing a robust measurement system allowed the company to track key performance indicators. The skilled copywriting team crafted compelling and persuasive messages. The company launched a comprehensive marketing campaign. Okay, let's go on. Message, creative brief, SMM. Write your translations, please. Message. The core idea or communication conveyed by an advertisement highlighting the product's benefits, features, or unique selling points. Creative brief. A document that outlines the objectives, target audience, key messages, and creative direction for an advertising campaign. SMM. It's in like I even don't know the proper word to describe it. It's so incredibly popular nowadays, yes, and every second person maybe already is an SMM manager, like SMM specialist, so really a very popular sphere, and interesting sphere. Okay. Social media marketing is a digital marketing strategy that involves using social media platforms to promote products, services, or brands. It focuses on creating and sharing content, engaging with the target audience, and utilizing paid advertising to increase brand visibility and drive desired actions. Yeah, and we got the answers of our wonderful participants. So, message. Звісно, це повідомлення. Thank you, Олександр. Так, Олександр пише меседж повідомлення, і Вероніка пише, що це повідомлення. Прекрасно. Creative brief. Що ж це у нас таке? Є якісь ідеї? Ну, добре, давайте поки що на SMM звернемо увагу. Тобто, його так і перекладають часто як SMM, так, маркетинг в соціальних мережах, так. Все, я побачила, вибачте, Марта, побачила ваш переклад стосовно Creative Brief, так. Бриф, креативний бриф, так, тобто, також, дякую, дівчатка, Вероніка пише креативний бриф, господи, і Марта, так, все правильно. Ну, стосовно того, що це анкетування, тут, можливо, трошки спорне питання, так? Але часто цей переклад як креативний бриф, так? І також це от означає як рекламну кампанію, так? Якусь. Окей. Let's go on and let's read the examples. The brand's message emphasized the importance of sustainability and encouraged consumers to make eco-conscious choices for a better future. The creative brief provided clear guidelines and insights to the design team. The company allocated a significant portion of its marketing budget to SMM. Okay, let's go on. So, and the work with vocabulary is over. Thank you very much for your hard work. And here we are going to discuss driving advertising strategies. So, out-of-home advertising, mobile advertising, marketing automation, digital display advertising, search engine marketing, and influencer marketing. Again, I remind you that if you have any additions, if you want to share your opinion, any ideas and so on, please feel free, and I'm just happy to read all this in our chat and to discuss this. Окей. Так, молодці, Олександр. Олександр нам додав стосовно стосовно попередніх слів, Creative Brief. Так, короткий опис рекламної кампанії. Так. Молодці. Окей. Значить, повертаючись до цього, returning to this, if you have any ideas, any things, write, please. And maybe you disagree with something or completely agree or something else. Let's carry on. Here we have the driving advertising strategies. Let's have a look. Vehicle reps, guerrilla marketing, geofencing, augmented reality, AR advertising, video advertising, remarketing. Maybe, you know, other advertising strategies. Maybe you want to tell about some experience, or maybe you know something interesting about some of these strategies. While you are thinking, let's watch a video about guerrilla marketing, okay? So, here it is. Here, as you see, we have top 10 guerrilla marketing examples to inspire your brand. Let's have a look. Good. So let's return to our topic about advertising strategies and guerrilla marketing. It would be nice to know your opinion anyway about guerrilla marketing. Maybe you want to add something. Like, if we translate it, це буде типу партизанський маркетинг, так? Тобто, наприклад, guerrilla – це партизан. Yeah. So, it's special because well, it doesn't demand much money, right? And like, it's not so hard to well, then it's not so hard to find money for opening some business, but at the same time, if you're a creative person, you can really use guerrilla marketing and can succeed in this. Okay, because this form of marketing is famous for some not very traditional but effective ways to create business. What do you think, guys? Like, you can give your comments about guerrilla marketing, or maybe you want to tell something about these advertising strategies. What's your opinion? Any ideas? Okay, thank you. Thank you. I see your answers appeared. Okay, Marta says that this is creative. Yes, Marta, thank you. I agree completely. Daria writes, I want to say, to develop a guerrilla marketing strategy, you need very creative specialists. Yes, that's true, Daria. Alexander writes, they act in the space where they are not expected by regular people. Yes, it's also a good point, Alexander. Thank you. Thank you, guys. And let's go on then. Defining the goals and objectives of an advertising campaign. What is that? Let's have a look. Understand our overall marketing objectives. Set specific and measurable goals. Identify your target audience. Consider the marketing funnel. Make goals time-bound. Prioritize primary and secondary objectives. Ensure alignment with brand messaging. Track and measure results. Well, if you have any comments about this, well, maybe this information is not new for you, I don't know. Again, feel free, write them in our chat. If not, then let's carry on. I understand that today we have a lot of information, but this is knowledge, and knowledge is priceless. Знання безцінні, yeah? Ensuring maximum relevance of an advertising message to a specific target audience. What's that? Conduct market research, develop detailed buyer personas, segment your audience, craft compelling value propositions, use audience-appropriate language and tone, leverage personalization, test and optimize, leverage data and analytics, seek feedback and listen to your audience. I hope you remember, we have already talked with you that feedback is really important, yeah, and we need to pay attention what our audience wants, what our audience says, and remember, we also read some quotes that the most unhappy customers are important for us because they make us move forward. Well, if you agree with everything and you don't have what to add, let's carry on. And here we have grammar. I told you at the beginning that today we are talking about gerunds and infinitives. But just first of all, I wanted to show you how much information we have about this and what we are going to do with that stuff. So this and this and this. That's why we will change, like not change. So that's why we will organize our work in that way. That will be the best for us, I suppose. Don't worry, we will not read all that stuff. You will not have to listen to me for such a long time, because you know, if you know this topic, then it will be boring for you. If you don't know this topic, then it will be hard for you to understand all these exceptions, all these nuances, these rules. That's why we'll do it that way. I'll tell you in general about gerund and infinitive, the most important and necessary information, and we'll pay attention to this essential information, and then we'll do some grammar exercises, so don't worry. And before we start working with it, let's read the Alexander's comment. Alexander writes, sales funnel is a very interesting concept that brings physical analogy to the process of dealing with the customer. Yes, Alexander, and also, as we know, now there are a lot of some courses and so on, and we can often hear this term, sales funnel, воронка продажів. Yes, it's an interesting phenomenon. I totally agree with you. So, guys, grammar, yeah? Gerund. Gerund перекладається як герундій. Його в англійській мові часто жартома називають герою. Ну, я маю на увазі ті, хто вивчає англійською, і якщо перекладає на українську, його називають герою. Герунді – це у нас такий друг, який деякі люди плутають з, наприклад, там континіусними формами, там з тим же present continuous, але це не зовсім так. От сьогодні ми спробуємо хоча б в загальних таких рисах загалом розібрати і розібратися, що ж це таке, з чим його їдять. Тобто, герунді – це така форма, яка поєднує в собі, така частина мови, яка поєднує в собі дієслово і іменник. Тобто, з одного боку, от, наприклад, беремо слово read, читати, так? Щоб отримати герунді, ми додаємо закінчення ing. Отримаємо reading. Ми можемо перекласти reading як читання, і в деяких контекстах ми можемо перекласти його як читати. Наприклад, I like reading, я люблю читання, і в той же час я люблю читати. Ми так теж можемо перекласти. Тому і вважається, що він поєднує в собі форми як дієслова, так і іменника. Тепер наведу вам деякі приклади, як ми можемо вживати герунді в реченні. Ну, перше я вже нам навела про reading. Або, наприклад, щось таке загальне, якщо англійською взяти, тому що поки що так полегше, а потім вже і так буде складніше, не хвилюйтеся далі, коли будемо вправи робити, там вже буде все чисто по маркетингу. Тобто мені поки що треба, щоб ви чисто прям зрозуміли на максимально простих прикладах, що це таке. Там ми любимо дивитися фільми, так? We like watching movies. Або our hobby is watching movies. Тобто, бачите, watching тут наш герунді. Герунді може стояти на початку. Наприклад, reading is my hobby. Watching movies is my favorite pastime. Тож, отаке це явище. І коли ж, як він використовується? Let's read some rules. The ing form is used as a noun after certain verbs. Admit, appreciate, avoid, confess, continue, deny, fancy, go for activities, imagine, miss, mind, quit, save, suggest, practice, consider, prevent, and so on. After, love, like, enjoy, prefer, dislike, hate, to express general preference. Okay. We'll skip this slide. Here we have a lot of details. It's not so important. And now let's have a look at the sentences which contain gerund. Measuring the impact of advertising campaigns requires tracking metrics such as click-through rates and conversions. Measuring is our gerund, yes? Ми бачимо дієслово межа вимірювати і якби вимірювання, так, впливу рекламних кампаній. Measuring. Next, social media advertising involves engaging customers through interactive content. І тут у нас advertising, так, це наш герунді, і engaging, так, як залучення. Next, collaborating with influencers can enhance brand visibility in advertising efforts. Collaborating is our infinitive. Okay? Sorry, not, oh my god, our gerund. Sorry, бо я вже думаю про те, що зараз почнемо тему інфінітиву і вже трошки забігаю наперед. Це наш герунді, звісно. Окей. Now infinitive. Here it is. Інфінітив, я теж на українській мові поясню, тому що знаю, що на практиці, наприклад, от, всі з цим стикаються, але не часто знають, ну, як це називається. А чому важливо знати, як це називається? Тому що так тоді буде легше зрозуміти якесь правило і, відповідно, правильно це використовувати. Тому що, знову ж таки, ми не народжені були в англомовних країнах, тому ми це вивчаємо якби на основі правил, і граматика – це як такий скелет, на який вже потім все інше нанизується. Слова, мовлення і все таке. Отже, інфінітив – це коли у нас дієслово дається в своїй первісній формі. Ну, от, наприклад, там like, hate, eat, drink, read, make, так? Тобто ні в якому часі, ні в яких інших формах, тобто в такому чистому вигляді, окей? Так, поки ми далі не перейшли, тут у Олександра є коментар, що advertising is a participle, not gerund, in the last sentence example, a very interesting example. Well, let me not agree with you. I suppose that it's a gerund, okay? Well, let it be. So, infinitive. Тобто інфінітив відповідає на питання, що робити, так? Там читати, писати, бігати, стрибати, створювати, працювати. І є у нас інфінітиви з to і без to. Ми спочатку розглянемо інфінітив з частичкою to, потім інфінітив без to, окей? The to infinitive is used to express purpose after certain verbs agree, appear, decide, expect, hope, plan, promise, refuse. After would like, would prefer, would love, etc. to express a specific preference. After adjectives which describe feelings or emotions, happy, sad, glad, etc. express willingness or unwillingness, willing, eager, reluctant, etc. Refer to a person's character, clever, kind, etc. and the adjectives lucky and fortunate. After to and enough, to talk about an unexpected event, usually with only, with the it plus be plus adjective or noun, after be plus first, second, next, last, etc. After verbs and expressions such as ask, learn, explain, decide, find out, want to know, etc. Yeah, when they're followed by a question word. Okay. When we don't need to. Sometimes we don't need to. An infinitive without to is used after modal verbs після модальних дієслів, так? Якраз ми в 7-й лекції про них говорили, як приклад can і could, так? Ще ми знаємо should, must, may, might. After the verbs let, make, see, hear and feel. Okay. And also, by the way, it's an interesting piece of information that the word help can be followed by either the to infinitive and the infinitive without to. Тобто, дійсно, після help ми можемо ставити to, можемо потім не ставити перед наступним дієсловом. Наприклад, I can help you to understand this topic, або I can help you understand this topic. Okay? Let's go on. Let's try to find infinitives here. To attract a wider audience, companies invest in creative advertising strategies. To attract. Тобто, щоб, якось привлечь, скажімо так, зацікавити, так, більш широку аудиторію. Отут у нас інфінітив з часткою to. І ми можемо так починати речення, що ми на самому початку кажемо to і виражаємо щоб. Далі. The goal of advertising is to persuade customers to buy a product or service. Отут у нас наш інфінітив to persuade. Ціль реклами, що зробити? Переконати. Так? To persuade. І знову ж таки, переконати, що зробити? To buy, купити. Businesses often hire marketing agencies to help them develop effective advertising campaigns. Отут у нас to help. Так? Допомогти. І ми бачимо, що отут to help them develop, у нас нічого немає між help і між develop, так? Тобто, як я і казала, там ми з вами читали інформацію на цьому слайдику, що тут може бути to, може не бути. Можемо сказати to help them to develop, але тоді буде звучати і тут to, і тут to, і воно буде якби не дуже красиво, на слух сприйматися, тому тут ту другу не пишуть. Так, і... Олександр нам теж надав один гарний приклад. Help me do something, так. Там, наприклад, допоможи мені зробити щось. Тобто теж нема, наприклад, там to. Окей. Так, Олександр, I see you write that number 1 is objective, number 2 and 3 also objective. Okay. Well, let's carry on and here we have the exercise. So, please work hard. Soon we are finishing. So, let's be strong till the end, okay? You need to complete the sentences by using the appropriate form of the verb in brackets, gerund or infinitive. I believe that you can do it. Знову ж таки, як ми раніше робили, просто беріть і пишіть, будь ласка, номер і ставте це дієслово в потрібній формі. Тобто, якщо це інфінітив, то ми тоді ставимо, наприклад, to. Якщо там to потрібно, так, ми знаємо, що є інфінітив, коли без to вживаємо. Якщо це герундій, тоді додаємо закінчення ing. Okay? So, the key to effective advertising is your target audience. What should we write here, guys? Що тут будемо писати? I'm waiting for your answers. Be more active, please. Thank you, Alexander. Understanding, but Alexander writes that to understand is also possible. The key to effective advertising is understanding your target audience. Well, you know, understanding really sounds better. Is understanding your target audience. Тобто розуміння вашої цільової аудиторії. Okay. They were excited about launch a new advertising campaign. What will we use here, guys? Julia, thank you. Julia also writes understanding. Okay, yes, I agree. The key to effective advertising is understanding. Number 2. Let's go to number 2. What will we write there? About launching. Thank you, Alexander. Yes, you are right. They were excited about launching a new advertising campaign. Of course. Number 3. I enjoy visually appealing graphics for advertisements. In number 3, what will we use? Alexander writes, enjoy creating. Enjoy is a good marker. Yeah, great, Alexander. I enjoy creating. Of course, we will use gerund. Number 4, our goal is brand awareness through social media advertising. And Veronica writes, creating about number 3. Thank you, Veronica. You are right. Well done. So, guys, number 4, what should we use here? Thank you, Alexander. Alexander writes, to increase infinitive is a better solution. Yes, Alexander. Our goal is to increase brand awareness. And the guys, number 5, the company needs a creative director for their advertising department. What will we choose here? What word will we use? Gerund or infinitive? Any ideas? Yes, Alexander, to hire, of course. Company needs to hire. Okay. And we see that we were right, yeah. And we have one more game. Let's read advertising tips and count the number of gerund and infinitive. Well, but let's maybe not just count, but also please find gerunds and infinitives and write in chat, okay? Because just counting, it can be too easy. So while I'm reading these tips, please write gerunds and infinitives. And also it's better if you write, for example, 1 and you write some gerunds or infinitives which we have in the first sentence, yeah? Then number 2, again, the same with number 2, okay? Let's carry on. So I'm reading. To reach a global market, companies may invest in multilingual advertising campaigns. The objective of advertising is to communicate the unique selling points of a product or service. Conducting market research helps in identifying consumer preferences for better advertising strategies. Companies may collaborate with celebrities to endorse their products and boost sales. Targeting specific demographics and understanding their needs is crucial in advertising. Creating captivating slogans is essential for effective advertising campaigns. Analyzing consumer behavior is vital for optimizing advertising campaigns. Engaging with customers and building relationships is key to successful advertising. Alexander wrote some answers already. To reach, may invest in number 1. Okay. Number 2, advertising, to communicate. Yes, wonderful, Alexander. Maybe somebody else? Marta writes infinitive, to communicate in the second sentence. Yes, I agree, Marta. And it's great that you also wrote what it is, infinitive or gerund. Good. In number 3, Alexander wrote conducting, identifying. And number 4, may collaborate to endorse and boost. Yes, Alexander, great job. Other participants, be more active, please. Yeah, great. Alexander gave new answers. Target number 5, targeting and understanding. Advertising. Yeah, and Alexander wrote that in number 3, yeah, they are gerunds. So, of course, in number 3, conducting and identifying, yeah, they are gerunds. I agree. Or maybe you mean that here we have 3 gerunds, targeting and understanding, advertising. Well, anyway, it works for that and for this, no problem. Well, what about number 6, number 7, number 8? Guys, try to catch up with Alexander. It's our last exercise for today, so let's work, and then you'll have a rest, okay? Thank you, Alexander. Yeah, you are a very hardworking guy today. Alexander writes, number 6, creating, this is gerund, analyzing and optimizing, 2 gerunds. Yes, yes, well done. And the last one. Yeah, and Alexander gave answers to the last one as well. Engaging, building, advertising, 3 gerunds. Here we have, yes, that's true. And let's now look at the correct answers. So we see, yeah, Alexander was right, and here we can see these correct answers. Also, unfortunately, not all of them are highlighted with these colors, yeah, but Alexander added those gerunds and infinitives which were even not highlighted. Wonderful. Okay, let's carry on. And yeah, guys, here we have some useful links. Pay attention to them, please. Advertising strategies, top 3 reasons to segment your audiences, tips for nailing the right tone of voice for digital, how augmented reality can and can't help your brand. It should be very interesting. Okay, and I remind you that you have this promo code, stut.edwords. Don't waste your time and download it and start working with it, start learning new words. Thanks to our application, edwords. And you have 15% discount for studies in our school. You need to learn the details from our managers. Also use this promo code, please. We offer you classes on the interactive IT platform. It's very vivid and interesting and involving and engaging. Come and check. We have a lot of various courses and programs, and the first lesson is for free. So come to us, please, if you need to improve your English. Well, and thank you very much for your attention. Thank you very much for your good job. I understand that it's already Thursday, and I suppose that you are tired, but you found some energy to participate in today's lecture. And I'm very grateful to you. You know how much I appreciate your answers and your activity. And I hope to see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow we will have our last lecture. So see you and goodbye. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you very much. Thank you, girls, for your kind words. Yulia writes, thank you for our lecture. And Daria writes, thank you very much for lectures. And thank you that you are here with me. Oh, Alexander, I will tell about your wish to the managers, okay, about these files for lectures, because unfortunately I don't have this right. I mean, like even technically I can't do this, but I will tell my leadership. So some people who can do this, I will talk to them and tell your wish. I think it's a good idea. Okay. So then, see you tomorrow. Have a nice evening.
Дякуємо і до зустрічі завтра.
До зустрічі.